So I am a motor racing commentator from Mildura in Victoria, Australia. I have 4 beautiful sons that live back with me in Mildura in Australia. My role is principally travelling across Australia announcing different speedway, drag racing, circuit racing, motocross. That's how I basically met Brian and Candy Stickle from Knoxville. They were down in Australia and he heard me announce and saw what I was doing and he said, hey, can you come and do that in the Knoxville Nationals? I said, let me think about that. Yes. I get to sort of play a role with the Knoxville Raceway for the Knoxville Nationals as a colour announcer. And so it's been an experience where every year I come to America for a couple of months. I've been coming to America on and off since 1992. Every year when I come to Knoxville, people say, welcome home. It's like, I think I must have 2 homes. The people of the Midwest are the most friendly, genuine, caring people. And this was magnified by my stay here. A lot of people call Iowa a flyover state. I call it a fly-to state because this is the heartbeat of America. I was just feeling more and more tired and more run down and got to the point where I was 2 days away from flying home and I was visiting with my friend Tony Bockhoven and John and Chelsea de Cryf on the Saturday, and I just knew something. I thought, I can't fly 15 hours tomorrow. What am I going to do? So I went and saw them and they looked at me and they went, mate, what's wrong? You're not well. And so anyway, Chelsea de Cryf was like, we're going to Pella emergency. Anyway, I just was feeling that unwell that I was happy just for Chelsea just to take the lead. She drove me here and we walked in the front door and the girl at the window said, all right, let's get some details, take a seat. And I literally, my butt hadn't hit the chair. She said, let's go. So we came straight into a room, and I wish I could remember names, but it started with the girl who checked me in. It started with the girls in the, I don't know if you call it triage or whatever, that first assessed me. One of the people that cleaned the room came in and said, what are you doing in here? And I was like, he said, shouldn't you be at the late model nationals? I've got a late model. I'll come and park it in the parking lot and turn it on for you so you feel better. When I was going down into surgery, one of the girls that was pushing the gurney said, my dad's the sheriff of Marion County. I was like, I know Jason Sandholt. So there was all these beautiful little reminders that I was in a safe place. And even the very last thing, when you go from the comfy bed to the steel bed, when it's time to get real and the big lights looking down on you and everyone's got their masks on, you're going, breathe, it's all good. I think his name was Sam. He said, oh, you're from Australia? My favourite sprint car driver in the world is from Australia. And I said, oh, who's that? And I was grateful for the distraction. He said, Skip Jackson. I said, Skip was in my room 2 hours ago. It was just this constant reminder that I was safe. And the thing that I found was this overwhelming sense of gratitude every time someone came into my room. I would say, do you have family that are nurses? No. So what made you do this? I don't know. I've just always wanted to care for people. And you go, thank God. Like, what would we do without nurses? So I was just filled with reminding everyone that came to me, thank you. Like, thank you. That's all I could think of was just say thank you. And just a constant flow of people. Are you okay? Can I do anything for you? Do you need anything, Wade? Can I do anything for you? It was like the best waitress at a restaurant you've ever been to in your life. It's like, wow, no, I'm good, thanks. I don't know what I need. But at never at any point did I feel like I was around strangers. I think that's really important in just to settle your mind and your heart a bit that, hey, you're okay. You're going to be okay. It was a pretty scary time for me. And I was very debilitated at the time and very wiped out physically. I was plugged into a lot of things. I felt like an engine on a dyno. And as much as it was awkward, they were always there to say, all right, mate, let's just move this now. Or, yeah, take your IV off or get your hook back up shortly. There was never a point where I was worried about, what are they doing now? I always felt like if I could line them all up now and give them all a hug and say thank you for not making me feel like I was on the other side of the world, because I think that's what they did. They made me feel like I was home. They say if you don't like us, tell us. If you do like us, tell others. And I think that's what I feel like I just want to say. If you're going to get sick, go to Pella. I know that's not the testimonial to probably close on, but it's the truth.